It's the hottest week of the year, and your air conditioner just quit. And you're not even worried about it because you've still got years left on that 10-year warranty. So you make the call. And that is the exact moment a whole lot of good people find out the truth. That warranty they were counting on died years ago, and nobody ever bothered to tell them. Or it's still alive, technically, and it still leaves them standing there holding a $2,000 bill. 25 years I did this, out on the calls and back inside the office where the warranty claims got approved or quietly denied. So I know exactly how that coverage disappears and who comes out ahead when it does. It isn't you. Here are the 5 ways your warranty is already dead or dying, and I saved the worst one for last because it's the one they build in on purpose before the unit ever leaves the factory. Let's start with the one that already happened to you, probably on the day they put the thing in. Number 1, the registration nobody filed. Think back to installation day. Somewhere in all of it, somebody in a polo shirt told you, "Don't worry about the paperwork. We'll take care of registering the warranty for you." And you believed them. Why wouldn't you? You had a new system humming and a hot house finally cooling off. The last thing on your mind was a form. What almost nobody understands about that 10-year number on the box is this: it isn't automatic. The system you bought comes with a much shorter warranty, 5 years on the parts, right out of the gate. That big 10-year figure, the one that helped sell you the unit, only kicks in if somebody registers it. And you get a short window to do it. 60 days on most systems, 90 on some. Miss that window and your 10 years quietly becomes 5, cut in half. And on the better units, that top coverage, the kind that protects the single most expensive part in the machine for the life of the system, that one vanishes completely if it's never registered. Quick word before we keep going. Everything I'm walking you through here, the coverage rules, the exact questions to ask, the traps that cost people the most, I put all of it in plain writing in a short guide over at raydutton.com. It's there if you want it, no pressure. All right, back to it. Now here's the part that ought to bother you. That registration takes about 10 minutes on a website. Model number, serial number, install date. That's it. So why is it the one thing that so often just doesn't get done? Because nobody in the chain loses a dime when it slips. Not the installer who forgot, not the company that sold it to you, and definitely not the folks who now owe you 5 years instead of 10. The only person who loses is you, and you won't find out until year 7, when something expensive lets go and you go digging for coverage that was never switched on. So go check today. Dig out your paperwork, find your model and serial number, and confirm the system is registered under your name. If you're still inside that window, register it yourself in the next 10 minutes, and you just put 5 years of coverage back on the machine for free. If the window's already closed, I won't pretend otherwise. That 10-year number is likely gone, and you can't buy it back. But knowing today that you're really on 5 years beats finding out in year 6 with a dead unit and no coverage. Either way, you stop guessing. That's the first one. This next one is sneakier because you can do everything right and still get told no. Number 2. The maintenance you can't prove. Let's say you did register. Good. You're one of the careful ones, and your coverage is active, right there on paper. Then a part fails inside the window, you file the claim, and you hear a word most people never expect: denied. Here's why. Buried in almost every one of these warranties is a line that says, "The coverage only holds if the system got regular professional maintenance once a year, and you can prove it." Prove it, meaning receipts, service records, a paper trail with dates on it. No records, no claim. And most folks have no idea that line is even in there. They ran the system, swapped a filter now and then, and figured that was that. Then the compressor goes, they reach for the warranty, and the answer comes back, "Sorry, we've got no record this unit was ever serviced." Now I'll be straight with you, the way I always am in this garage. Is every company going to dig through your history and deny a good claim over one missed year? No. Plenty are fair about it. But the line is there, in writing, and it hands them the door if they want to take it. And on an expensive claim, the kind that would cost them real money, don't be surprised when they go looking for that door. You gave them the reason to say no the day you stopped keeping records. So here's what protects you, and I'll be honest about what it is. You and I both know a good part of that yearly visit is a fellow with a hose and a filter, doing what you could mostly handle yourself in an afternoon. But the warranty doesn't care what's fair. It cares whether there's a receipt with a date on it. So on a system that's still covered, this is the one time that paid visit earns its keep. Not for the service, for the paper. Get it looked at once a year, keep every receipt in the folder with your warranty, snap a photo with your phone. That thin stack of paper is the difference between a covered repair and a bill with a comma in it. That's two. Stop right there for a second, because you can already see the shape of this thing. Look at what those first two share. One is a form nobody filed. The other is a folder nobody kept. Neither one is a broken part. That's the whole game. A warranty isn't a promise to fix your air conditioner. It's a promise with conditions, and every condition is another door they can use to say no. Watch it hold for the next three, because the money only climbs from here. Number 3, the wrong hands on the machine. This one catches people who were just trying to save a little money, which is what makes it sting. Your system needs a small repair, a little part, nothing major. So you do it yourself, or you call the cheapest guy in the phone book instead of a licensed pro. Or he drops in an off-brand part instead of the exact one the maker calls for. Feels harmless, saved you a few bucks. But look at what you may have actually done. A lot of these warranties say, in writing, that the coverage only holds if every repair is done by a licensed professional using approved parts. One unlicensed hand on the machine, one off-brand part in the system, and the warranty can be voided. Not just that repair, often the coverage on the whole system. So you saved $60 on a small part and threw away a coil replacement they'd have owed you 2 summers later. And I'll be fair, like always. Nobody's sending an inspector to your house. This comes up when you file a big claim, and they start asking who worked on the system and what parts are in it. That's when a cheap repair from 3 years back comes around to find you. So on a system that's still covered, keep the bargain fixes off it. Licensed pro, approved part, get it in writing. That's 3. And this next one gets you even when you did nothing at all, because the mistake belonged to somebody else. Number 4, the warranty that didn't come with the house. This one's for 2 kinds of people. Folks who bought a home with a newer system already in it, and folks about to sell one. Because a lot of people believe that when you buy a house, the air conditioner's warranty comes right along with it, same as the roof. It does not. Not automatically. Most of these warranties are tied to the original owner, the name on that registration we talked about. When the house sells, the coverage doesn't just roll over to you. There's a transfer step, usually inside 60 to 90 days of the sale, and usually a small fee, $25 to $100. Miss that window, and the good coverage doesn't transfer at all. And even when it does, the best piece, that top lifetime coverage on the priciest part, very often stays with the original owner and dies the day they hand you the keys. So, if you bought a house in the last couple of years with a system you didn't put in, go find out today whose name that warranty is under and whether it ever transferred to you. And if you're selling, get the paperwork in order and hand it to the buyer, because a real, transferable warranty is worth money on the sale. 10 minutes of paperwork, years of coverage. That's 4. Now the last one, the big one, and it's different. This isn't a mistake you made or a step you missed. This one they built in from the start. Number 5. And this is the one I really wanted you to have, because it's the one that gets everybody, even the careful ones who did every single thing right. Here it is. Even a warranty that is fully alive, registered, maintained, all of it. That warranty was never going to save you the money you think it was. And it comes down to one word almost nobody reads: parts. The coverage on your system covers the part, just the part, the physical piece. It does not cover the labor to put it in. It does not cover the refrigerant that has to go back into the system. And it does not cover the diagnostic fee to figure out what failed in the first place. All of that, the actual work, comes out of your pocket. Every time. Let me show you what that looks like on the one repair everybody fears: the compressor. It's the heart of the machine, the most expensive single part out there, $1,000 to $2,500 just for the piece. Say yours fails in year 7 and you did everything right, so a new one ships to you, free. You feel covered. Then the bill shows up. $600 to $1,500 in labor to swap it in. A few hundred more for refrigerant. The diagnostic fee on top of that. Your free compressor just cost you $2,000 out of pocket on a warranty that worked exactly the way it was supposed to. And sit with that, because it shows you the whole thing for what it is. The other 4 ways your warranty dies, you could call those your slip-ups: a missed form, a skipped record. But this one they wrote in on purpose, before your unit ever left the factory. They advertise a 10-year warranty and a covered compressor, the words that help sell a $7,000 to $12,000 system and still hand you a $2,000 bill the day it fails. That isn't a warranty, it's the appearance of one. So what do you do about the one thing you can't just go register? You ask one question, out loud, before you ever buy a system. Does this cover labor or only the part? And you watch their face while they answer, because most coverage that comes standard is parts only, and labor is a separate thing you have to ask for, sometimes pay for, up front. And if you've already got a system, find out whether your installer gave you any labor coverage of their own, and for how long, because plenty of those run dry after the first year. So there's your 5, and look how it held all the way down. A form nobody filed, and 10 years became 5. A folder nobody kept, and a good claim got denied. A cheap repair, and the whole thing voided. A house that changed hands, and the coverage stayed behind. And a covered part that still cost $2,000 to put in. Not one of those is a broken air conditioner. Every one is a condition somebody wrote so the coverage could fall through. So here's your afternoon, and it's mostly paperwork. Confirm your system is registered under your name, and if you're inside the window, register it today. Start a folder and keep every service receipt in it from here on. Keep the bargain repairs and the off-brand parts off a unit that's still covered. If you bought or sold a house, chase down that transfer. And before you ever buy another system, ask the one question that matters: labor or only parts? An hour of this, and you've protected more money than any tune-up they'll ever sell you. And here's the part to carry with you. That warranty was never really your protection. It's their document, written with their doors, and you just saw how many there are. The protection that actually holds is the stuff none of them can void. Knowing exactly where your coverage stands so nothing surprises you. Asking the labor question before you hand over a dime, and keeping that system running clean and cool yourself so the day the compressor would have quit just never comes. You can't out-argue their fine print, but you can make sure you never have to find out how good their word really is. One last thing before you go. Nobody is coming to tell you any of this. There's no letter in the mail the day your coverage drops to 5 years. No phone call when the labor clause leaves you holding the bill. A warranty that fades away costs them nothing and saves them a fortune in claims they never have to pay. The fine print does the work, quiet as anything, and every summer it turns into bills for people who were sure they were covered. Now you're not one of them. So do something for me. Down in the comments, tell me what state you're in and how old your system is, because I read every one. And how much time you've got left on that coverage changes what you ought to be doing right now. And hit subscribe if this just saved you from a bill you never saw coming. I'm Ray Dutton. Keep your cool, and I'll see you in the next one.